Big shout out to Sporting Icons, best channel out there.
Okay, so firstly, shout out to Steve Robinson for pointing out this story to me, which is that Manuel Charr is apparently set to defend his WBA regular World Heavyweight Championship against Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria in March. Now, my initial reaction to this one is, well, how's that possible? Because when Manuel Charr was reinstated as WBA regular World Heavyweight Champion, for me it's complete garbage, but still, he was reinstated and he was ordered to defend that belt against somebody in the top 15 within a certain time frame. I think they gave him 60 days to negotiate and get an opponent on. Eventually, they ordered him versus Jarrah Miller. That fell to the wayside due to financial reasons, however. But surely that still stands. He has to fight somebody in the top 15 of the WBA. Kubrat Pulev is not in the top 15 of the WBA. So how exactly does that work? So if Kubrat Pulev defeats Manuel Charr, which I would fully expect him to do so, then he becomes WBA mandatory because he's the regular champion, much like Dan Dubois was previously? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that is ridiculous. And if that fight does turn out to be true, then the WBA are quite clearly corrupt. This is a financial move. I mean, they're supposed to be liquidating the regular titles anyway, but instead, they're going against their own rules, against their own rulings. As I said, I don't think Manuel Charr should be regular champion anyway. I mean, let's be honest, the guy's garbage. He's absolute garbage. And I'm surprised that Frank Warren and Queensberry, if this story is true, have allowed this to happen, because I was under the impression that the whole thing with Manuel Charr right now is that he's got some kind of deal with Frank Warren and Queensberry, if the rumours are correct, and he was going to end up defending that belt against, say, Daniel Dubois, to get Daniel Dubois back in the position that he was beforehand. Because obviously for him to fight Manuel Charr, he needed to have a win, which he got that win against Miller, against somebody in the top 15. So now he's eligible to fight for the regular title again, because obviously they tried to get the rematch with Alexander Usyk and whatever else. Of course, that all fell to the wayside, but the plan B, as far as I was aware, was to get the Manuel Charr fight. Dan Dubois would absolutely brutalise Manuel Charr, of course he would. So if it turns out that Manuel Charr will defend that belt against Kubrat Pulev, well, that just makes a mockery of everything that the WBA does. Not that the WBA are very good anyway. Let's be honest, their rankings and their mandates and all that kind of thing are complete farce. But to do this one is ridiculous. Now, I don't mind this particular fight as a standalone fight, but these are not the rules, is my point. And yes, I would fully expect Kubrat Pulev to dismantle Manuel Charr. I would. But he's not in the top 15. That's my point. I think Kubrat Pulev needs... I mean, has he fought since the Derek Chisora loss? Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I should have really looked, but I didn't. And I heard that he was actually retired. But hey, rumours are rumours. But for me, if that fight was to take place, then Kubrat Pulev needs to be ranked in the top 15. But listen, we know what the WBA are like. They'll probably just insert him, because that's what they're like. That's what they do. But anyway, we'll have to wait and find out if this story turns out to be true or not. In March, in Bulgaria, for the WBA regular World Heavyweight Championship, Kubrat Pulev could end up fighting the winner of Fury and Usyk at some point. Not next, because obviously there's other sanctioning bodies to go before the WBA. Personally, I think Manuel Charr should be ordered to take on Martin Bakole, as he is number 1 in the WBA. But hey, what can you do? Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you next video.